AFTV, James, very disappointing. We're out of the FA Cup, the FA Cup holders. What's more disappointing is the manner. We're out with a whimper, aren't we?
Yeah, didn't even try. I think if you played a genuinely somewhat inspiring 11 and you lose to Southampton away, that can happen. Liverpool lost recently. City were given a tough game. They're a good side. But that wasn't the case. It was just a case of the same old players that took us to 15th. Ultimately, lacking any composure, quality, invention. And yeah, we're out. And I'm not surprised. And to be honest, I saw it coming from the starting 11.
What was wrong with the starting 11?
So
because come on, he's got a rest. If we start Smith Rowe today, and he gets injured and he's out hamstring and he's out for 6 weeks, everyone's gonna be crying. Oh, why did we start? It was ridiculous. We should be using our squad. He used the squad today, and let's face it, the players that are coming in, they're underperforming players, but they're not. These are, Pepe 75 million. Willian is coming. He didn't come to Arsenal to play in FA Cup games.
Yeah.
He came to Arsenal to play in the Premier League. I guess the only one really you could look at and say you come in today, or two players would be El Neni, Nketiah. The rest of those players, they've been regular starters all season. Bellerin came in. These are regulars.
I get what you're saying, but you've got to play the course, because if this was game week 1 or game week 2 and you're still getting a feel for the players or whatever, I'd understand. You'd expect better from Willian and better from Pepe. I don't want to just single them two out. There are a lot of poor players. El Neni, awful. And Nketiah was really poor. I thought the fullback struggled as well. But we've known all season that certain combinations and certain players haven't delivered this year at all. What
are you going to do? Listen, there's no Ceballos in the team. He's injured, so he's not in the squad. So who else are going to play in midfield?
I'd have played Partey.
From the start?
Yeah, I'd have started Ceballos and Partey, but Ceballos is out, so probably Xhaka, or at least El Neni. At least Partey's the kind of player who gets more out of those around him.
But
so
again, we know he's just coming back from long-term injuries.
Yeah, and he had half an hour against Palace, then he had an hour against Newcastle. He got taken off against Newcastle.
What does that tell you, though? What does that tell you?
The fact they're easing him in.
Exactly. So in a game like this, why would you start him? Surely,
we've got a chance of winning the FA Cup.
Surely that makes sense.
Yeah.
To say, right, we'll bring on Partey later on if it ain't happening.
Yeah, I hear you.
Right, and we need it, what we really want him for. We've got a lot of games left in the Premier League. We've got Europa League, right? We'll bring him in if needed, which is what they have done, and it's still not worked out. But start him. Come on, the sensible thing is to leave him on the bench, surely. The sensible thing is to go with that midfield that he's gone with. We know that midfield's not good enough, but you can't run a player into the ground because those two ain't good enough.
Yeah, but look, I defend Arteta a lot, but you've got to manage your rotation. You can't say, Premier League game, I'm going to play my best 11. Premier League game, best 11. FA Cup, I'm going to just play all the other guys who don't get a chance. Because we actually have a chance of winning the FA Cup. And we're not doing anything in the league right now. Yes, we might pull off some miracle run and scrape into top 6, top 4, but that's very unlikely. We actually had a chance of winning the FA Cup. Now, if Ceballos was fit and you play Xhaka and Ceballos together, you know what, I kind of understand that, because the two of them have proven they can function. They won the FA Cup playing together in midfield, so you know that midfield to a degree can function. But Ceballos wasn't available, so I'd have personally started Partey, or at least if you're going to not play Partey, you've got to have someone in midfield who's proven they can progress the ball, make things happen. So you play a Smith Rowe, maybe you start a Saka. And I know, I get what you're saying, right?
Won the FA Cup with those, more or less those players.
But Aubameyang was
Aubameyang was in it,
Lacazette didn't start up front.
Well, Aubameyang, he might have started, you don't know. I mean, again, the Tierney thing. We know that Tierney, we're trying to manage Tierney at the moment. Even a couple of games ago, remember, he was out. He had a tightening of the muscles. Yeah? Now, surely you understand why he's been left out.
No, look, Robbie, I can get around 2, maybe 3 players, but there are far too many. Aubameyang can't do anything about that. But then you've also not got Tierney, you've not got Saka, you've not got Smith Rowe, you've not got Lacazette, you've not got Luiz, who's been playing really well, you've not got Cedric at right back, who proved he had a good game against Newcastle.
You've got Bellerin at right back.
Who's been underwhelming.
He's actually the main guy. He's actually the main right back guy. We know that
maybe, but we know we're not convinced by him at right back. And I guess what I'm saying is, if you put too many underperforming players together, let me put it this way: if Pepe started against Newcastle, would we have not won that game? I think we still would have. I think Pepe coming in instead of, say, Saka, I think we still would have beaten Newcastle, and you've given Pepe a bit of minutes, you've rotated the squad, and Saka's had his rest, and then Saka comes into this team, and suddenly, maybe Willian in the 10 with Martinelli and Saka either side of him, I'm not saying he's going to have a good game, because I've not got enough evidence of that this year, but maybe you'll get a little bit more. But if you keep playing underperforming players together, so our core was El Neni, Willian, Nketiah, and then Pepe on the right. They're all struggling this season. Now, they've all got talent and something to offer, but they're fringe players. And if you put a bunch of fringe players together, they're not going to perform.
How many teams,
Yeah.
I know Southampton did it, and apparently they were forced into a lot of that because a lot of their fringe players were injured, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many teams this weekend in the FA Cup, Premier League teams, not even just Premier League teams, how many teams are going to start their strongest team?
A bit depends who they're playing.
No, but how many? No, answer the question. How many of them are going to start their strongest
It's
team?
an unfair question, because if
It's not.
West Ham are playing Doncaster at home, and they rotated a few players, but they've still got Yarmolenko, Lanzini, Benrahma, Fornal,
but they're
who all
not-
play first team football.
But Yarmolenko is not a regular starter for the team. He's played some first team, just like Pepe is not a regular starter for the team. He's played. Willian has played more games for the first team than he's been on the bench this season. Right? Bellerin has played more teams for the first team than he's been on the bench this season. El Neni's played regular first team games. El Neni played in the run to the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Right, to us winning it. Are we not making a lot of excuses there? Because the team, every team this weekend is going to rotate players.
Yeah, it's on the players as well, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've not even got onto them as individuals. I mean, Willian, disastrous. Pepe, I know he's trying, but it's not coming off for him at all. El Neni, just so negative. Pass it forwards, come on, try and make something happen. We would, honestly, as Arsenal fans, we'll give you more credit for trying to do the right thing and it not coming off than just constantly playing the safe ball. That's more frustrating. But on the topic of the manager, I feel like this game was more important than the league game. I'd have taken winning today and a draw at Southampton on Tuesday night. Obviously, I'd rather win both. But if I had to pick winning one or prioritising one, I'd much rather win this because there's an opportunity at silverware. Look how happy we were when we actually won the damn thing back in August. It saved our season. We had a terrible season, knocked out by Olympiacos, nowhere near the Carabao Cup, I don't think, 8th in the league, but we had a good season because we won the FA Cup. And we haven't taken it seriously today. We've completely and utterly disrespected it. And you can rotate. You're right, he's got to. Tierney, for example. All right, I get that. But you manage your rotation. You don't go, El Neni, Pepe, Willian, and Nketiah, you've all been disappointing, but I've got to rotate, so I'm throwing you in. Why couldn't Pepe or Willian, one of them, have started the Newcastle game? I don't think we'd have played badly with just one of them coming in. And then you allow Smith Rowe, Saka to play in this game, and you manage the rotation. Why didn't David Luiz keep playing? Holding's played every game. Why couldn't David Luiz come in for this one? It's all, hindsight's a wonderful thing, right? We can all sit here and say, he got this wrong, he should have done that. But if you look at the build-up show and the preview shows that Seth and I did, I wanted a really strong 11. I didn't want to disrespect this competition. I knew Southampton wouldn't. I didn't want Arteta to. And he did,
So it's a weak 11.
No, on paper, you hope that the Pepe...
It's not a weak 11.
We paid money. It is in the context of this season, it is. It is. There's no goal scorer you can trust there. I know Nketiah is young, an academy prospect, but he is not doing it. I was even underwhelmed by his Europa League performances. Scored a few goals, yeah, but I didn't think he was doing anything that suggested he should get some first-team minutes. Pepe had his moments in the Europa League, and when I thought he did well against Newcastle, actually. I thought he played really well that game. But again, he had good players around him. When Smith Rowe came on and Aubameyang was up front, and I don't know, Rob. Do you know what? It's very rare I do a fan cam and I don't feel very composed. I don't feel very composed today. I feel there's a lot going on. I hear what you're saying. If we win against Southampton, am I in hindsight on Tuesday night, going to go, well, actually, that's a really good win. I'm glad he rotated and he rested these players. Maybe I'll be saying that. But I just think I wanted us to take this seriously. I wanted us to give it a real go, try and progress. Wolves aren't playing very well, so we could be looking at a really good run to a quarter-final here. And I felt we sacrificed it and threw away with the starting 11. I understand bringing Gabriel in. That makes sense. I think a lot of this is on the manager. The players don't get away with it, though, as well. Willian, come on. When's it going to work for you? He was playing brilliantly at the end of last season for Chelsea. What on earth has happened? Pepe, it's not his fault we paid 72 million, but when are we going to get any of that repaid? And the last thing I'll say, I've not been here that long, but how many fan cams have I done? Maybe 20, 10, 20 or something. I've never ever complained about the referee, but today he was absolutely atrocious. A terrible refereeing performance. Now, albeit that went in favour of us sometimes. I think they could have had a penalty on Long, and Willian, when he tackled him, should have been a foul. There were moments for both teams, but I just want to get that out there that I thought the referee had a shocking performance as well.
Speak to Tyre, maybe you can join him writing his letter.
I might co-sign it or something. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Robbie Lyle from AFTV, and I've supported Prostate Cancer UK for many years, and I'm delighted to be signing up for Cancer Deadline Day. Cancer is a devastating disease, and one man dies every 45 minutes from prostate cancer. And if you're black like me, it affects 1 in 4. COVID-19 has really had cancer charities under pressure, and it's been harder than ever for them to be able to raise money. So I'm calling on all football fans, players, clubs, legends, all supporters to participate in Cancer Deadline Day. Click the link in the description and you can select your football club and make a donation and help your club reach the top of the giving table. So click the link in the description right now and make a donation and help us to give cancer the boot.